barbecue pork chops in the kitchen for dinner tonight. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for joining me in the kitchen. And let's get to cooking. Today, what we're needing is of course, our pork chops. This is an assorted batch that I got from my local grocery store. I'm going to be using my homemade barbecue sauce. And I'm going to be using our onion salt. Just a little bit, not too much. We're going to use some parsley, some thyme, and my homemade barbecue seasoning, you all. Thank you all for just the interest along when I first mentioned it, but I will be posting it in our YouTube shop. As soon as that is settled, I'll let you all know. So let's get to the cooking. All right, you all. So this is a assorted mixture of pork chop, different cuts, as you can see. And like I said, I got it from my local grocery store. And what we're going to do first, of course, if anything, wash your hands before coming into the kitchen. Secondly, we have washed and cleaned these pork chops. We rinsed them off real well. You can either rinse it off with some lime or a little lemon, whichever you prefer. But they're nice and clean. So what we're going to do first, we are going to go ahead and season our pork chops. So first, I'm going to put a layer of my onion salt on first. Now, some people would use a little oil to baste their meat so that the seasoning could adhere to it. But you don't really have to. You can actually use, well, my technique that I'm using, I'm putting my pork chops in the pan so that it can be seared. And all that flavor is going to just take effect as it sears down, render down. So everybody has a different technique of how to make barbecue pork chops. This is one of my techniques and my recipe. And if you don't have, of course, because it's not out for in the market yet, you can use whatever seasoning you want to season your pork chops with. It's just the technique is what we're following so that you can get yourself a nice barbecue pork chop, nice and tender. And so I'm just, don't be afraid to season your meat. Season real well. Now we're going to flip these over because we eat on both sides. So I'm going backwards with the rub first. And you can press it in too if you want to massage it into the meat, which I will do after I get all my seasonings onto the meat. And the paprika, not the paprika, the parsley is basically for the color. So it'd be nice and pretty. And like I said, onion and salt. So you don't want to use too much. At this point, you want to have your oven preset at 400 degrees. So I like to make sure everything is preset as I do a step at a time. And so for my rub, I don't use a high content of salt. I actually try to stick to my natural salt. So, it won't be as salty because, of course, our community, we have to watch for our blood pressure. All right, so you can let these sit for about 10 to 15 minutes to let the season just sit into the meat and soak into the meat, or you can take it straight to the fryer. But I decided I'm going to leave these sit for about 10 to 15 minutes while I cut up my slices of onion, and we'll return these to the pan. So hang in there with me. Now somebody wrote a note saying, "Sorry, mommy," from you know who. All right, so the pork chops have been marinating. And so what we get ready to do now, we get ready to put it in the pan so that it can sear. Okay, because we want to get a nice sear coating on these pork chops right before I put it into the oven, and it's going to cook the additional time allowed or needed. Okay, so we don't want them dry, and we don't want them too charred. So that's why we're going to sear them to develop the flavor, to enhance the flavor, and then y'all see it'll be mouth-watering, tender, and follow this recipe and you'll get it down pat. All right, so let's get to it. So we already had our stove preheating. And we're gonna sear these about 2 minutes on each side, 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure not to overcrowd your pan, because when you do that, it reduces the temperature, the heat. So you want your pan nice and hot so it can get a real good sear. Alright, so now we're going to flip them over, and that's what you're looking for right there. Enhance that flavor. So we're not looking to cook them in the pan, but we're just getting that nice sear going to get the flavors developed. And then we're going to transfer it to another sheet pan, and we're going to put it in the oven so we can cook it the rest of the way. So give or take, we'll cook it for another 15 minutes. Yeah, that'll go well, but like when your child is so ready to eat that she can hardly stand getting out the kitchen.
Mommy looks like Karen.
What?
Mommy looks like a Karen.
Yeah, you on film. To the fam.
Hi.
Ask him how you doing.
How you doing?
I believe they say fine. And now get out the kitchen.
No.
All right, y'all. So, as you can see, the juices are rendering from the meat. It's like flowing from the meat. But this is nice and seared the way that I want them. 2-3 minutes on each side. So what we get ready to do now is go ahead and layer on our barbecue. Now I'm going to layer on all of them except one, because someone requested no barbecue on theirs. So, and like I said again, you can just use your own favorite barbecue sauce. I like to lay mine on kind of thick, like. I need to see which piece of meat I want to leave for somebody. I guess it'd be that one. And again, we're going to leave this in the oven at 400 for about 12 to 15 minutes. Depending on your stove too. Some stoves are a little bit hotter than others. So just keep an eye on it. But 12 minutes, 12 extra minutes should do. Give or take 15. But we're not looking for it to be dried out. In between that cooking time though, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to baste the other side with the barbecue. So, there you are. And I'm going to put these onions on at the last when I flip them over and do the second side. Oh, I should just go ahead and put some on now. That way it can take on that extra onion flavor. And then I put the rest on. Because I like mine to be kind of still with a little bite. You like yours like that, Papa Bear? You go, oh. Okay, I'm going to leave the rest.
I don't like onions.
Well, not everybody like onions. So, you hear little Miss Ma'am in the background. Who wants to be all in the video. Okay, so back to you, my sweets. We're going to put these in the oven 12-15 minutes at 400 degrees, and we're going to check it in between. We're going to flip them, and then we're going to put the barbecue sauce on the other side because we eat on both sides. Okay, be right back. So the pork chops are halfway done. We're going to flip them over to the other side. You see that beautiful caramelization going on there? So we're going to flip them over because like I said, we eat on both sides. And we're going to do the same to the other side, -1. That was by request. But you see, they still got that juiciness to them. It's just rendering all the juice. I actually had to pour some of the juice off so I can actually get it out of the oven. It's so juicy. Alright, so let's baste this side. And you can put as much sauce on it as you want. I hope you all are having a very good evening. And everybody as well. If you like the video so far, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. I almost slipped on that last one, but she wouldn't though. Anyway, like I said, you can hit that notification button as well so that you can be informed every time I upload a new video. Feel free to take a look at some of my shorts. I'm getting real used to putting up short videos as well. So I appreciate your support. Thank you. I know I got some ride or die sweets out there. So I'm tempted to baste that one. But anyway. So, now we're going to stick it back in for the remainder of the time. I'm going to put some more onions over here on this side. So, I can have my onions with the bite. All that layer of flavor, that's what we're doing. Layering flavor. Alright. Gotta get her done. So we are done. Here's our finished product of our barbecue pork chops. You all, it's succulent, juicy. The aroma in the kitchen is amazing. Okay, so We paired it with some collard greens and some rice, and Papa Bear is going to indulge in it right after this few message. Okay?
Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep God first in everything that you do, and stay positive in all things you do, all right? Until next time, bye.
Y'all know what it is. We're doing a taste test. Me and my girl. I'm gonna try my rice. You gonna try her meat? It's good. Good rice.
I love Mama's pork chop.
My green.
How do you get all these?
And my favorite, pork chop. Y'all know what it is. Gotta get it. Gotta go.